The theory of evolution teaches that everything is continually, gradually changing, evolving perfect capabilities for its living conditions. But this presents Darwin's theory with even more unanswerable questions. The fossil record only shows that the creatures still alive today have not changed in design one bit. So, if animals today are the same as their fossil ancestors, even if they could evolve, what would make them do so? Evolutionists claim that a variety of situations that affect a creature's survival chances cause evolution, like predation, that's being eaten by something else, or changes in the food supply or other changes in the environment that produce a different climate. So does aquatic life show evidence of evolution caused by environmental changes? The surroundings that affect all aquatic forms of life the most is the water itself. Living in a watery environment makes obvious demands upon the way you move. If the evolutionary theory is correct, and living in the sea, for example, was helping to force the progress and direction of an animal's evolution, then the oceans would actually have a very limited variety of creatures, and all very similar in design. In real life, this is not the case. The idea that climate or environment has produced major adaptations is easily exposed when you study movement in the animal kingdom. The Red Sea has over 600 different species of fish, varying greatly in the way they move. So is it reasonable to suggest that water alone could produce different ways of achieving the same goals? And even if different conditions have existed at some point in the past to produce the huge variety of differences, why are 600 species of fish still able to survive in an identical environment today? Unless this is evidence, they never evolved to begin with. Amongst marine animals, there is a huge diversity in the way things get around. These different types of pufferfish all have an inflexible skeleton. They are propelled by their fins and tails alone, which apart from their mouths are the only parts that move. Wrasses and parrotfish swim using their pectoral fins like oars on a rowing boat. And then there are the flatfish, who hover along like magic carpets. Turtles, despite being heavy creatures, still move gracefully through the oceans. Their streamlined shells reduce drag whilst their flippers slice through the water, enabling them to move along effortlessly. The graceful and mysterious manta ray almost appears to be flying underwater. Eels move rather like a snake, winding from side to side. While octopi jet themselves forward by forcing water through a siphon and using their 8 legs for additional propulsion. Shrimps, lobsters, and crayfish all use their legs to walk on the ocean floor and across rocks and corals, but also employ an incredibly strong fan-shaped tail to provide sudden thrust if they need to move quickly. Their tails can produce a short burst of speed of up to 90 miles per hour in some species, enabling them to escape from danger. The variety in the way things are designed to move suggests a common ancestor is complete nonsense. This list of examples is by no means exhaustive, and there are many more examples that could be given. So the question evolutionists need to answer is, how did some common ancestor evolve into such a variety of creatures? And why are there no fossils that show these changes have taken place? Evolutionists vainly try to separate science from worldviews or philosophy, but this is both unnecessary and dishonest. With every new scientific discovery, the theory that chemicals could evolve into living organisms is further called into question. And it's not because the facts are difficult to interpret. An evolutionary biology professor at Kansas State University stated, "Even if all the data points to an intelligent designer, such an idea is excluded from science because it is not naturalistic." Throughout history, some of the most accomplished and brilliant scientists recognized that the processes they witnessed in nature did not contradict their faith, and that true science agreed with the Bible. Indeed, many of them were aided in their research by building their scientific foundations upon biblical truths. Amongst others, these have included Sir Isaac Newton, Thomas Edison, Michael Faraday, James Maxwell, and Lord Kelvin. Lord Kelvin, who formulated the first two laws of thermodynamics, said, "Overwhelmingly strong proofs of intelligent design lie around us. The atheistic idea is so nonsensical that I cannot put it into words." James Maxwell, who discovered electromagnetic field equations, said the following, "No theory of evolution can be formed to account for the similarity of molecules, for evolution necessarily implies continuous change. The exact equality of each molecule to all others of the same kind gives it the essential character of a manufactured article." Sir Isaac Newton, who discovered the laws of motion and gravity, said, "Atheism is so senseless. When I look at the solar system, I see the Earth at the right distance from the Sun to receive the proper amount of heat and light. This did not happen by chance." Words of wisdom from such scholarly men as these could be multiplied again and again. So consider these things carefully and join us again for another part of Life's Story.